What happens when the man with everything, money, power, fame, is suddenly accused of the unthinkable? How does someone worth over $1 billion, once celebrated as hip-hop royalty, end up trading private jets and Miami mansions for a cold cell in Brooklyn? And more importantly, how does he walk away nearly untouched after decades of disturbing accusations? This is the story of how one case exposed everything broken in our justice system. For years, Sean "Diddy" Combs lived like an untouchable king. The yachts, the fur coats, the infamous parties whispered about in every corner of the music industry. But behind the luxury was a pattern, a darkness that insiders claim was hiding in plain sight. When R&B star Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit, the opening page carried something rare, a trigger warning. The accusations weren't just shocking, they were devastating. And they were only the beginning. Racketeering. Trafficking. The kinds of charges reserved for mob bosses and cartel leaders. Yet here was Diddy, smiling, calm, dressed not as a mogul but as a frail old man, carefully staged by his legal team. It was a performance. And the jury bought every second of it. The prosecution built their case on timelines, data, and chilling testimony. But the defense had a different strategy: turn the horror into confusion. Texts that sounded like trauma responses were reframed as romantic banter. Disturbing messages were spun as consent. And just like that, mountains of evidence began to crumble. Sound familiar? It should. Jeffrey Epstein. R. Kelly. Names tied to power, privilege, and secrets buried in sealed files. Different players, same pattern. Because in this system, wealth doesn't just buy luxury, it buys escape routes. And here's the most chilling part: Diddy isn't an outlier. He's a blueprint. Behind closed doors, celebrities on both sides of the Atlantic, America and the UK, have been shielded by their fame. Protected by insiders. Silenced by settlements. For every story that breaks, how many never see the light of day? So we have to ask, if a man with decades of accusations can still walk free, what does that say about justice? What does it say about the people still in the shadows, untouchable, waiting for their turn in the spotlight? Because this case wasn't just about one rapper. It was about power itself. And as history has shown, power always protects its own. In a world ruled by wealth and influence, morality becomes optional and justice is for sale.